Okay, good morning. Today's 4/24. The parole board is called to order. My name is Pete Freeman. I'll be acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barros. Will be your panel today. Will staff at headquarters please introduce yourself?
How you doing? My name is.
They're gonna talk first.
Wait up, I'm gonna get to y'all.
Yeah. No, talking to the other people.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Would the staff at Bossier Parish please introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Deputy Adam Edwards. I'm a classification officer here, and I got Miss Jessica Brazil from the Tri-Share program here.
Miss Brazil. Okay, we're gonna let Miss Brazil talk at the proper time. Okay, let me put a little information in the record. You are a first-class offender. Your parole eligibility date is 11/25/25, and your full term date is 5/25/27. You're serving a 6-year sentence for second-degree rape and domestic abuse battery. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Wade, we're gonna talk to you first. Tell us what got you in this place, in the predicament you're in now, what got you put in jail, and why you think we should look at you for early release, for parole.
Well, what got me here was I was married. I'm married. I've been married for 30 years. I moved out. I got an apartment during the pandemic, and I met this girl. So after the pandemic, we moved in, and we moved in because she lost the house, and she was like $2,500 behind on the taxes. So they put a lien on the house. I paid the lien. I moved in like maybe 2 months later after my lease was up, and I started giving her like about $800 a month. And once she got the deed back, let's see, she got the deed back like 2 months later, and I found out that she was on drugs. And one night, I didn't want to give her no money. I kept her safe in the house. I did transmission work. And one night, I didn't want to give her a few dollars. And she started acting all crazy because she'd been drinking. I gave her like $100 when I came home that day, but it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And she left out the door, and when she came back, she started ramming the side of the house. She had the truck parked outside the door, kicking the side door in. So I'm on the phone with her aunt. So I'm like telling her aunt I'm about to just pack up and leave. And she was like, well, call me when you get somewhere safe. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, she was like, don't leave. I'm like, well, I gotta leave because I can't keep living like this. You know, I never been in jail before. I did been in jail for some tickets. And a $5 bag of marijuana was like 20 years, when I was like 20, maybe 29 years old. So the night went on, when the sun started coming up, she kept asking me what time it is. I'm like, I don't know. I said, look like the sun coming up though, and I have to get to the shop in the morning. And I gotta meet Derek at his house to go pick a car up. So I dozed off, let's say about 8:30, I dozed off for only like an hour. When I woke up, she was gone. So I got the thinking, I said, oh Lord, I said, she up to something because she never just leave. So when she left, I immediately got up, I grabbed the safe, and I grabbed my kid's motorbike, and I took it to her mom's house. And I went on about my day, went to the customer's house, picked the car up, came back to the house, and checking on her to see what's going on. And when I went back outside, the license plate was gone off the car. So I'm like, I said, something is up. I said, that's odd. I said, well, somebody take the license plate off the customer's car. So when I jumped back in the car, I was surrounded by detectives saying that I strangled her and raped her. So I'm like, strangled her and raped who? Krishan. I was like, that's my girlfriend. We live together. She was like, well, she said you strangled her and raped her. I'm like, I never touched her. But they said that When they put me in jail, they said that I was flight risk. So a flight risk because I had some traffic tickets that I never paid. So, okay. So they gave me a bond, maybe $500,000. So I got to pay a lawyer and he quit during pretrial. So they gave me another lawyer. And she just kept telling me if I didn't take the plea deal that I'll be going to jail for the rest of my life. And all she got to do is get on the stand and cry. So I'm like, but I never touched her. He was like, well, I said, the detective was like, she don't have a mark on her. I said, well, what about the rape kit? They said they didn't need a rape kit. They just need her to testify to say that I had sex with her and I raped her and that was it. So I kind of like put myself
Y'all have sex that night? Did y'all have sex that night?
We had sex the day before, but we had sex all the time, but we didn't have sex that particular night.
Okay. Okay. All right. Your case has been assigned. Well, first off, in opposition, we have Mr. Randall Myers. First, let's hear from the lady from the treatment center, Ms. Brazil. Ms. Brazil, what do you have to tell us about Mr. Wade?
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Wade has been doing substance abuse and sex offender treatment with us. He started treatment on August the 1st, and he has a projected graduation date of July the 25th. With his sex offender treatment, he has passed phase 1 of the Louisiana risk management model for sex offenders, and he'll be eligible to take his phase 2 test in May. So, and then once classes, when he gets to the last 3 months of classes, he'll be able to take anger management or DV or anything like that that may be appropriate for him.
Okay. And he's not giving you no problems?
He is not. He has had 6 positive behavior reports for his participation in groups. He hasn't had any write-ups, and the counselors are saying that he participates in treatment.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, next we're going to go to Mr. Randall Myers from the DA's office in Jefferson. Mr. Myers.
Yes, sir. Randall Myers, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. We're opposed to his request for parole. There's victim opposition. In reviewing the record, there is evidence of bruising, and physical injuries to the victim after this incident. Until he is completed with all of the programming that he should be taking, particularly the sex offender treatment, and I think he's still in substance abuse, that he's not completed those programs. Till he's completed those programs, I think he should not be considered for parole. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. Okay, your case has been assigned to Mr. Barra. Mr. Barra, would you lead us in questioning?
Yeah, my question, I think you answered it, but I want you to elaborate on it a little bit. You said you pled guilty, but you're innocent of the charge. Is that what you said?
That's pretty much what I'm saying, because she kept telling me that if I didn't plead guilty, that I could take it to trial. But I was looking for a physical rape kit. And when the detective went to court, he told the judge that there wasn't a mark on her, but the judge said that she didn't have to have a mark on her. So I don't understand why he's saying there was marks on her, because the detective was in court. And when the paperwork came back from the doctor, I was asking, what does this mean? The paperwork kept saying everything denied in my what you call it, the discovery packet. She was saying that, well, that's just a report that the doctor gives. So I don't understand where the marks come from, what marks. And as far as me pleading guilty, I didn't want to take the chance on being in jail for the rest of my life or losing my parents while I'm in jail. So I just took the 6 years. And the judge said that if I didn't take the 6 years, that it would be significantly higher. And he didn't know why it was so low to begin with.
You know that the guilty plea, I'm sure they explained it to you, once you plead guilty, you're saying, I did the charge, I accept it, I am
I
guilty.
understand that, I did understand.
So, and yet basically you said that so that you could get the 6-year deal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was my only question.
I have a question. Mr. Wade,
Yes, sir.
do drugs?
Well, I did drugs, but I went to rehab and I want to say I went to rehab in like 2012.
Were you doing drugs the night all this happened?
I probably smoked some marijuana. I wasn't doing drugs.
Okay. So you didn't rape her? You're saying
No.
you did?
No, sir.
How long you been incarcerated?
Going on 4 years.
And this your first offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, so I know she even states that she had been drinking all day. So you were a little high and she was a little drunk. There was physical contact?
She was drinking and she was, and when she came back to the house, she came to the back door. She rammed the back door down. And when I opened the door, boom, she had a malt hammer in her hand. And I grabbed her. And that's all I did. I grabbed her. And I threw the malt hammer. I took the malt hammer and I threw it behind the door. And that was the only contact we had. Now, as far as her having marks on her arms, I told the detective, I said, well, those green lawn chairs that's sitting on that floor, she was taking those lawn chairs, ramming at the back door with it. And when they took the pictures, they saw that the door frame broken. So that's how she got the marks on her arms. I didn't grab her and make any marks on her.
Did you, when she was taking a shower, did you go in there and start arguing again?
Never touched her.
Okay, I have no further questions. Mr. Barra,
I'd like to go into executive session.
I have a motion for executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Tillis,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Barra,
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session for a few minutes to discuss confidential matters. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna be back in session. Can I have a motion to go back in session?
I make a motion, we go back to biggest.
Session. I second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Board is back in second. Do we need to call roll?
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Barrow,
Yeah.
Okay, we're back in session. Let me ask you something, Mr. Wade. Do you have a high school diploma?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, you do have a high school diploma.
Yes.
Okay, I think the panel's ready to vote. Mr. Barra, since you had this case, you'll vote first.
All right. Today, we're gonna vote to conditionally grant your parole upon completion of the substance abuse and 100 hours of pre-release training. So once you complete your substance abuse and you complete your 100 hours of pre-release, they can release you. After that, you're gonna be on supervision with a parole officer, and we add the following special conditions: that you have absolutely no contact with the victim or go around her residence within 5 miles. You know where it's at. Don't go around 5 miles of her residence.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna be on electronic monitoring for the first year with a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. except for work purposes. The probation officer can excuse you to be out after that for work,
Yes, sir.
but that'll get you out.
Thank you.
Well, that's one vote.
Okay.
Mr. Tiller?
I concur with Mr. Barra.
Okay, Mr. Wade, I'm also gonna concur, but I'm gonna tell you, and they all know it. If you go anywhere around this lady and you got electronic monitoring on, we're gonna be able to prove it.
I understand that.
We'll vote.
That's
Okay?
right. Yes, sir.
No contact with her, complete all of the stuff at Steve Hall. You have to complete the program. And, they'll make sure that you got all the correct classes before you get out. You got to have 100 hours pre-release, so.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
And don't forget, the probation and parole is gonna put you on sex offender restriction, so you're gonna have a whole group of that which is gonna apply besides what we're telling you. Any violation cause you to be revoked.
Right.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, once again.
Sí, mira qué ratito están. Apágale eso. Muchachito. Can you hear us?
Okay, the parole board is called back to order. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm the acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillers. To my right is Mr. Barra. Would any staff at Bossier please identify yourself?
Deputy Edwards, classification officer, and I'm here with Ms. Frizzell, Chi-Shat counselor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, please state your name and DLC number for the record.
GILBERTO GONZALEZ, DOC number is 773460.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm gonna read some information and put into the record. Please correct me if you think anything's wrong and we'll look into it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first off, you're a first-class offender. You have a parole eligibility date of 9/12/24. You have a good time date of 12/27/29 and a full term date of 9/12/32. You are serving a 10-year sentence for second-degree kidnapping. Does that all sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, first off, I want to note for the record that we have Diana Tapia, your mother. She will be speaking. She's on Zoom. Denise Gonzalez, she's your sister. She's on Zoom. And Sheila Gonzalez, your sister, who's also on Zoom. We will get your statements at the correct time. All right, Ms. Gonzalez, first off, tell us what you did to put you in jail and why do you think we should let you out today?
Well, came to jail off of my own actions. I was living the wrong type of lifestyle that I fell victim to. And sadly, I committed a heinous act, you know. But I've learned from my mistakes. I can honestly say that over these past 2.5 years that I've been incarcerated, I've grown spiritually and mentally, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm far from perfect. I'm still far from perfect. I'm only a human being. But these past 2.5 years, I've been tested throughout, you know, my incarceration through certain situations. You know, I've handled them differently. I find myself more humble now. It's definitely a humbling experience.
All right, thank you. All right, Miss Diana Tapia, your mother, you'll speak first, ma'am. Tell us what you want us to know about your son.
Hello, my name is Diana Tapia. I'm the mother of Gilberto Gonzalez. About his actions, I'll truly say that whenever I learned what he did, I was in shock because I did not recognize those actions as my son being able to commit those actions. You know, he's always been a good son, a good brother. Never got into any type of trouble while growing up. So when I learned about this issue, I was like completely in disbelief. Like he said, he's not perfect. None of us are. But I think that throughout this experience, he has changed. He has recognized his mistakes, and he is willing to make up for it, you know, and change his ways.
Okay. All right, we'll hear from your daughter, Miss Denise Gonzalez.
Hello. Um, I would like to say that my brother's always been a very encouraging brother. He's always been a shoulder that I can lean on, that we can all lean on. We're a house full of women, and he's always supported us. He's always took care of us, even when he was out of the house. He is somebody that I looked up to while growing up and look up to, even though he's committed mistakes. We all commit them, you know. He's always wanted to be better than what we came from, and we've always been really close. He's always given me great advice. I just wish that sometimes he would take his own advice, you know. But I know that he can come out of this hole that he's dug himself into. And I know that if you guys give him the will, that he will better himself.
Okay. And next we have Sheila, your sister. Miss Sheila? What do you want to say about your brother?
She's a little teary right
No, he's sorry. We all miss him.
Okay, well, that's okay, ma'am. I think we understand. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go back and Ms. Brazil, could you give us an update on how his treatment is going and how he's doing?
Yes, sir. So Mr. Gonzalez is pretty new to us. He started treatment with us on March the 3rd. He's in a 9-month program and he has a projected graduation date of November the 21st. So he's in the first phase of treatment, which is just like our regular classes for everyone: MRT, risk management, victim awareness, and living in balance. He's had 2 positive behavior reports in the month that he's been here, so that's good. He hasn't had any rule violations. The counselors say that he's kind of quiet, reserved, but he does participate. So, and he's polite. That was another word that was used. So he's doing well so far.
Okay. Thank you. They did a static 99 on him. Do you have any idea why they would do that on him? Because it was a kidnapping charge, but it had nothing to do with a sex offense.
Second.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was curious. Okay. 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 All right, Mr. Gonzalez, your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. He will lead the questioning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing well. How about you?
Good, good. How far did you go in school?
How far did I what?
How far did you finish high school?
Yes, sir.
Finish high school. Were you doing drugs at the time of the crime?
Yes, sir. I was very heavy into alcohol. No kind of heavy drug, but alcohol was a main thing in my life at that moment, you know. And before, smoked a little marijuana, but the alcohol kind of overrided everything.
Okay. You said you, in the last couple of years, you've had some change. What's happening now?
I've realized that, you know, throughout these 2.5 years that I've been down, I've realized that a lot of my actions that I've committed, not only for what I'm in jail for, but ways that I've treated other people, that I've treated my friends and everything that was out there for me. I've treated them with little to no respect sometimes, you know, because of me not thinking clearly, being intoxicated, you know. That's that's wrong on my behalf. I've also learned that impulsive thinking, it won't get you forward. Thinking with your emotions. So I've learned throughout these 2.5 years to start using my head and start thinking before I even act about a situation. And it's kept me out of a lot of trouble. I can say that.
I see. I have no more questions.
Ms. Barra?
Yeah. Have you done the 100 hours of pre-release?
100 hours of pre-release.
Yeah, man.
What is that, if you don't mind me asking?
No.
No. Ms. Brazil, is he gonna get that there?
I think we can cover some reentry, but I don't know if he can do 100 hours here. I would have to ask, but I don't believe so.
And that was my only question.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, was this charge, what was it about? Y'all gave him some weed to sell and then he didn't pay y'all back and he didn't give you the money for the weed that you had fronted him to sell, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So y'all was in the cane field trying to scare him to get y'all money?
Yes, sir.
And any of y'all had guns?
Yeah, I was armed with a weapon. I was armed.
But you didn't shoot him when he ran off?
No, sir.
Was there any intention there to kill him?
No, sir. No intention to kill him at all. It was more of a trying to scare him.
Correct. Okay, I got you. All right, I have no further questions. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tillis?
Mr. Gonzalez, I have your case. I read through it real good. And at this time, my vote is to deny. I think you need to serve a little bit more time and get some more classes. And I see that you are remorsed and you want to do what's right. So I hope while you're there that you can better yourself so that when you get out, you don't do this again.
Barra?
Sir.
Concur, Mr. Taylor.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, I really was prepared to vote for you to get out today, but we need to get all these classes finished, okay? And I don't know if we could do that in 9 months because they don't have the 100-hour pre-release and that is required by law. So my suggestion is do all these classes and then reapply immediately, okay?
All right.
Because I know what went down. You're running the dope. You didn't want to pay up. And, you are a first class offender and hadn't had any problems since you've been incarcerated. But today you've been denied because you have to do the mandatory classes. And we'll see you again. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
Okay, are we closing out? Okay, we'll be closing out at Bossier at 9:45. Okay, the parole board is called back to order. The time is 9:53. My name is Pete Freeman. I'll be your acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra. Would any staff at Caldwell introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sir. It's Lieutenant Tatum. I'm over transportation here at Caldwell.
Okay. Lieutenant Tatum, do you know anything about Mr. Simpson? Have y'all had any problems with him?
No, sir, we haven't. He's been here approximately around 11 months, almost a year now. We have no problems from him.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Simpson, would you state your name and DOC number?
Joseph Tyrell Simpson, 767-558.
Okay. Mr. Simpson, today speaking on your behalf will be Derek Simpson, your brother, and Takitha Johnson, your wife. We will get to y'all at the proper time. But first off, Mr. Simpson, tell me, what did you do to put yourself in this situation? What crime did you commit? And why do you think you're now prepared to get out?
I committed a theft crime. I stole a truck. I committed a theft crime. I stole a truck, and I've worked hard. I've been here for 11 months.
Right, do they offer pre-release or substance abuse classes over there?
I'm not sure about pre-release, but I'm currently thinking for a change, and I've been in inside and out dads.
Okay, and you have a high school education?
Yes, sir. I have a high school diploma.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Simpson, we're gonna hear now from your brother, Dedrick Simpson.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, go
Can you
ahead.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Tell us what you want to know, us to know about your brother.
I want you to know that my brother is an awesome person. Life dealt him a bad hand and he made a bad decision, and I feel that he has definitely learned from it. We are a very close-knit family. I feel that he has definitely learned from that mistake, and I can guarantee you, assure that it will never ever in life happen again. He's a great father. He has two well, two of his kids, the last two are autistic and nonverbal, and it's a lot on me, my mom, and my sister because we were having to rotate and stuff like that. And his downfall has really put a damp in our whole family life, our life schedule, life change, just everything. And I just pray that, that he's granted, serenity for, a new change in life, and just, he's going to be a better person. I know that because I'm a firm believer in prayer and all kind of stuff. I know that he will do what's expected.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now we'll hear from Takitha Johnson, your wife.
Hello. Yes, sir. I'm here to support my husband. He has made a change in his life, turning over a new start. Before he was in prison. He was active in the community, helping with neighbors with anything, anybody with anything. He has a big heart. He also has started getting very active in participating with the church in the community. They have a trash pickup on weekends. He was participating. We'll walk the roads and pick up trash. He was an active role in his kids' life, and like his brother just listed, he has 2 autistic kids that needs him right now. That's very hard. He had started going to school. He got a CDL driver license, and he had got him a job. He was working consistently from about 7:30 that morning. He would be there on time. They had their everyday meetings to about 5:30 that evening. He was driving truck for Rocks. And on his days that he wasn't driving, he was active with the kids in sports. On weekends, we was doing stuff with the family. He has a dad that's very elderly that gets around bad that he was helping. Also, he has an elderly aunt that looks up to him like he's the king or whatever. But she's getting older, and with that, life is short. And what else did I want to say? Besides all of that, him now, I think, has changed, and he has learned from his actions or whatever. Before that, he had learned from his actions, but now, I see a different him. He's more into the Bible and doing what's right, and he's speaking with other kids that surround themselves around us as family and telling them where he made his mistakes. So, I do believe in people getting second chances, and I hope and I pray that y'all feel on y'all heart to give him a second chance also.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, your case has been assigned to Mr. Barra. Mr. Barra, would you lead us in questioning?
Yeah. You said you stole a truck, but the police report says you stole a truck, a trailer, a tractor, and a bush hog. Is that all at one time, or is that with separate offenses?
It was all in one. It was all in one incident.
All right. And I'm looking at your record. It shows you still got some pending cases in Texas for theft over 30,000, but less than 150. 2 of them. What's the status of those 2 charges in Texas?
They sent me the paperwork. One of them got dismissed, and I haven't heard back from the courts on the other one. I contacted them, I wrote them, but I've never got any feedback from them.
Okay, so it looks like you still have a pending charge in Texas to deal with 2, at least 1. All right.
Yes, sir.
That's all. What was the reason for the theft? Why were you stealing that?
My social skills, and my problem solving skills led me to have poor judgment and make bad decisions.
Do you ever have a job, or were you stealing it for money?
I didn't have a job at
They
that time.
buy drugs, steal to live, they steal to pay bills, they steal just to steal, but I'm wondering why you were doing all this stealing.
At the time I was stealing, I didn't have a job. I was stealing for money.
For money? All right, that's all the questions I have.
Yes, I have no questions yet.
Okay, and, okay, I have no questions. Mr. Byron?
Yeah. Today, I'm forced to deny this parole request based on the criminal history and all the pending charges and the fact that you've done just a small fraction of your 10-year sentence that the judge ordered to be without benefit of probation, parole, or suspension of sentence. But I would suggest to you that you continue your programs and reapply. You'll be able to get back here pretty soon because you don't have a violent crime.
Yes, sir.
Left to you.
I concur with Mr. Barra.
I also concur, mainly because you need to complete your mandatory classes. If they don't offer pre-release there, we need to get you somewhere that offers pre-release so that you can get that done and, get your other mandatory classes done and then, reapply. But good luck to you. We'll be closing out at Caldwell Parish at 10:03. Okay, we are now at, parole board is called back to order at 10:09. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra. Would staff at Angola please introduce yourself?
Deputy Warden Rochelle Ambo.
Reginald Admiral, classification.
Jane Babel, offender records.
Okay, and, today we will be having a hearing on Mr. Michael Swear. Michael, introduce yourself and give me your DLC number.
Michael Swear, 103316.
Okay. Mr. Square, we're here for your parole hearing this morning. Your parole date is 8/1/2021. Your good time date is 11/22/2031. Full term date 6/4/32. You had a total of 30-year sentence. You are a third felony offender on the rap sheet. You're fifth considered by probation and parole. Does that information sound correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so tell us, sir, what did you do to get yourself in prison, and why should we consider letting you out today?
Well, I committed a robbery.
Why? Tell them to do.
Well, I was on alcohol.
And was it an armed robbery? You had a gun, a knife?
No, sir. I didn't have no weapon.
Okay. All right, what kind of classes have you taken since you've been in there?
I took the really I took the 5 classes. The Moss 1, 2, parenting, English anger management.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll get some more out of you when we do the questioning. Miss Olivia Johnson, your daughter is here to speak on your behalf. Miss Johnson?
How you doing, sir?
Fine. Tell us what you want us to know about your father.
This your first time? This is my first time ever getting to see my father. He been going away from me since I was a newborn. And I would like to really get to know my father, but I mean, when he do get out, he was coming to me and he was gonna be living with me if he ever get a chance to parole out.
So you're saying this is the first time you're seeing your father?
Yes, I'm 22, gonna be 23 in June. Like, I was a newborn when that happened. So, I mean, I'm all grown now. I really don't have no bond with my father for real, for real.
Okay, and you said he can live with you?
Yes, he can live with me. He gave my address out and he have my number and everything. He have all my information, like, on the information that he have.
We got it in the record. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, I was assigned your case, so I'll be doing the questioning today. Mr. Square, so what have you done about your drinking problem? I think your drinking problem is the root of all evil. What classes have you taken for alcohol?
I had took some classes in Winfield, sir.
Okay, have you taken any since you've been in Angola?
Now, I came here on medical.
Okay, how long have you been there?
Since February 17th.
Okay, and what's your medical condition?
It's poor.
So,
Yeah, but I mean,
so, Mr. Freeman, I'm
Yes,
sorry to cut in. This is Warden Ambo. So, Mr. Square came here for medical reasons. He has a lot of medical problems: pre-diabetes, congestive heart failure, COPD. He has hypertension, he has hyperthyroidism, hyperlipidemia, and sleep apnea. He also has an oxygen tank that he carries around. We have a BiPAP machine that we also, that he has to use, as well as a nebulizer. So since being here, he didn't complete any classes here, but he did do his victim accountability letter and victim awareness at Claiborne. He did partners in parenting, understanding and reducing angry feelings. He did the reentry program, and he did substance abuse. The substance abuse that he did, that was the Louisiana risk management. He did phase 1 and phase 2, and he had anger management. His tiger is low. So I really don't know much about Mr. Square because he just came to us in February for medical reasons.
Okay, thank you very much, Warden. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, I kind of skipped.
That's okay, sir.
All right, Rochelle. All right, okay, Mr. Square, what are you gonna do to quit drinking? I mean, this is a big problem here. You only had those couple little classes, but drinking is the root of all evil to you. So how you gonna quit drinking?
I quit. I can't, I'm gonna go to AA, but I can't drink taking all this medication.
All right, and at your last hearing, they said you needed more programs. Have you taken any classes since 2022?
Well, they didn't have no more, sir, where I was.
Okay. And you had no write-ups since 2002. You need your pre-release and substance abuse. The victim, Ms. Lamas, is unopposed. She was an employee at People's Bank, at Regions Bank, and the Regions office is opposed, the corporate office. So what you did, just walked up to that person and asked them for money? How did you rob them?
I gave them a note, sir.
Okay, at the bank, correct. Correct. Okay, and then what did your note say? Give me your money?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have 195 hours of good time. Okay, I have no further questions. My colleagues have any questions? No question. Okay, I'm gonna move for an executive session.
I second.
Okay, we're gonna be in an executive session for a moment. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Did he say it goes?
Okay, call the roll.
Need to call roll, please?
Mr. Tillis?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Barrow?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be in executive session to discuss some confidential matters. We'll be right back. Okay, parole board is called back to order. Time is 10:20. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Tillis,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Barrow,
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Square, Board Nambo, does he have a GED or a 12th grade education?
No, sir.
Okay, has he been deemed to where he can't achieve that? Do we know?
I don't know, because we just got him in February because he transferred here for medical, reasons and stuff, so.
Gotcha, so we still could do what we want to do, and we have to verify that part. Okay, I was assigned your case, so I'm gonna vote first. You know, your DWI history is very, very concerning, but you're 64 years old, you've been in jail 22 years on a 30-year sentence. They've had no disciplinary problems with you. Like I say, the main concern is gonna be your drinking. So
I'm gonna get a sponsor when I get
let me talk, okay? Don't talk no more, we vote. So what we're gonna do is, I am gonna grant conditionally upon you completing your mandatory classes. The warden will check on your GED. I know you still need your 100 hours pre-release, and that substance abuse might count, but they got to check on it to see if that counts. And so you'll be granted conditionally upon completing those classes. Once you get out, you will have to attend 3 AA meetings weekly, and you cannot have a driver's license or drive a car. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they get you driving, you're going right back to prison for those other 8 years. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's my vote today, Mr. Byron.
I'm gonna go ahead and concur with Mr. Freeman, noting that the victim didn't have any opposition in this case. And also add a condition that you have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay.
I concur.
All right, we grant you conditionally, but you gotta get those things finished, and remember, do not get caught behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right,
Good luck.
sir. I'm gonna check on those classes and I'm gonna get them straight for you.
Thank you. Okay. Appreciate it, Ms. Ambo. I'm
Yes,
sure
sir.
you realize that no driving also means no drinking.
No drinking, no driving.
Yes, sir.
No
Okay.
drinking, period.
No drinking, period. So, okay, Warden Ambo, thank you for having us today. We'll close out at 10:24.
All right, thank y'all.
Okay, the parole board is back in session. We're now at Franklin Parish Detention Center. My name is Pete Freeman. I'm the acting chair. To my right is Mr. Barros. To my left is Mr. Temple. We're going to be hearing the case on Ricky Temple. Would the staff at Franklin Parish introduce yourself?
Sir, my name's Sammy Burns.
Okay, Mr. Burns, do you have any comments on Mr. Temple?
Well, they're all good though, you know. I've been knowing Ricky ever since I started work here, and he's always been hospitable to me, been nice. Actually, no trouble at all. And as far as I know, no write-ups of any kind.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate
Yes, sir.
that. Okay, we're gonna be doing a hearing on Mr. Temple. Mr. Temple, please ID yourself and your DOC number.
I'm Ricky Temple. My DOC number 127674, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Temple, I'm gonna read some information into the record. You are a first-class offender. The parole board is to determine your parole date. Your adjusted good time date is 2/1/27, and your full term date is 3/20/38. At the time of your revocation, you had 24 years and 10 months and 20 days left on your current original sentence, which was 50 years. So, and your original charge was second-degree rape, revocation of parole, and molestation of a juvenile. And they were both revoked in 2015. Does that information sound correct, sir?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Temple, I want you to tell us, what did you do to get yourself into prison? And why do you think we should let you out today?
Sir, one thing I had against me for come in, that what I did way back 35 years ago, I'm very sorry for that. This time, I'm coming back in this time. I love deer hunting. That's what got me back. Something I dearly love, but I cannot do it no more. While I was here, I did all the programs that I could get would benefit me, and I think I did very well on them.
Okay. All right, is the victim on? Okay, also we have today in opposition is Miss Shauna Chesney. Miss Chesney, would you tell us what you want the board to know about Mr. Temple?
I just feel like letting him out would be a huge mistake. He had an opportunity before and he broke the rules before. I mean, he broke the rules to get in there. He molested and raped me as well as his own daughter. To me, that's a special kind of sick individual, and you don't just go away for a little while, sit in timeout for a few years, and now you're magically better. This man had an unhealthy and unnatural sexual attraction to 2 children under the age of 10, under the age of 5 years old. And I don't think it just goes away magically. And I think letting him out would be a very gross mistake. There's going to be children wherever he goes to live. There's going to be some child within some short distance of him, and putting him back into that situation is just opening up for other children to be hurt as well. I have lasting effects, negative effects from what this man did to me repeatedly over and over. Just sitting here watching this screen and looking at him, I am sick to my stomach and I just want to go throw up, to be honest.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate you sharing that with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Temple, before I turn it over to Mr. Tillis, who assigned your case, I just want to note for the record that we have opposition from the district attorney, the sheriff, and of course, victims. We have several victim opposition
DA
and the DA
and attorney.
and attorney general. Okay, so, Mr. Tillis?
Good morning, Mr. Temple. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
What happened on this hunting trip? What caused you to be back in jail?
I was hunting for, because I loved it, sir. I'm not gonna lie. I love deer hunting. I did it all my life. When I was in Winfield, I told them, that's the only thing I'm gonna have against me, that I probably deer hunting, and I did. That's my mistake. I'm very sorry for that.
You were hunting in a club?
On some private land.
Okay, you were by yourself?
Yes, sir.
I saw where you took a lot of classes and stuff. And like you just stated in your opening statement that you took as many as you could. But you do have to follow the rules and regulations that they set for you. You're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no more questions.
Okay, Mr. Barra?
No question.
Okay, and, I have no questions either. Okay, Mr. Tillis, are you ready to vote?
Yes, my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Barra?
I'm gonna concur with Mr. Tillis on that one because he's had a chance before on this same charge and he blew it.
Okay, and I concur with my colleagues. Strong victim opposition and strong law enforcement opposition. My vote is to deny. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be closing out at Franklin Parish at 10:45. Okay, the parole board is back in session. My name is Pete Freeman, acting chair. To my left, Mr. Tillis. To my right, Mr. Byra. We are now at Claiborne Parish Detention Center. With the staff at Claiborne Parish, please introduce yourself. Is there anybody in there with you?
Ms. Nixon,
You-
one staff member. She's coming.
Okay, thank you. How you doing, ma'am?
Say how you doing?
Hi.
Okay, just want to know, have you had any problems with, Mr. Martin since he's been there?
I really haven't had any dealings with him. I'm the transition specialist here. I just facilitated the Zoom.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Martin, please state your name and DOC number for the record.
Brandon Moulton, 576026.
Okay, I'm gonna read some information into the record. Let me know if anything I say is wrong. You are classified as a first felony offender. You had a parole date of 2/27/20. You have an adjusted time date of 4/3/34, and you have a full term date of 2/27/35. You are serving a 20-year sentence for possession with intent to distribute cocaine habitual. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today, we will have speaking on behalf will be your uncle, Paris Moulton. We'll get to him at the proper time. And speaking in opposition will be Randall Myers, the DA for Jefferson Parish. Okay, Mr. Moulton, tell us what you did to get yourself in jail and why should we consider letting you out today?
I had a past. I had a bad past dealing with drugs and just basically running the streets. Not paying any attention to myself, a little bit unsupervised, but who I've become today is the determining factor of I think y'all need to review and see me as like a much better individual, one who has self-control, one who wants something out of life, that knows his life has purpose.
Okay. And how long have you been in jail on this charge?
I've been in jail 11 years and 5 months to be exact.
All right. Okay, we'll get to your speakers. Mr. Moulton, what do you have to say about your nephew?
Well, as I go through the moments of talking to him daily on the phone, I truly miss him. I have great conversations with him. His conversations, he's totally different from when he first went into jail. He also lost his brother while he was there. He lost his grandma while he was there. He also had his mother who stressed so much and she had 2 major strokes. I think Brandon would be a great help to be home with her because she really needed him. And as for me too, I need him too because he's really all I have outside of his mother. Brandon is an individual that, as a young kid, he's very intelligent. But I know during the time span of him growing up, having a different upbringing of going through different cycles of life, Brandon has been through so much to where he put himself around the wrong people. And for as me, trying to talk to him and stir him in the right direction. It was like a child, trying to talk to a brick wall and he's not hearing it. But during the time of now that he's been incarcerated, he have changed totally a lot. He have told me how much he appreciate the talks that I had with him, that he wish he would have listened to me back then. He learned so much of now that of him being incarcerated, changing his whole perspective of life. Brandon also have a son that depends on him as well. And I think Brandon will be great to society again. Come home and do the things that he need to do in society to be a better man for society and raising his kid and helping his mother and being there with me.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming, join us today. Okay, next we will have Mr. Randall Myers of the Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Randall Myers, Assistant DA Jefferson Parish. We're opposed to Mr. Moten's release. He was a gang member in Jefferson Parish with the Harvey Hustlers. Time of his arrest, he had a large quantity of drugs and a loaded gun with 30 rounds in his possession. Mr. Moten was given an opportunity to get out back in 2019. He was granted parole, subject to having no additional disciplinary reports, and he was revoked because he had disciplinary issues. Since that time, he had 4 disciplinary reports in 2020, I think 1 in 2019 that was eventually expunged. But the 4 in 2020 were 2 were for fighting, 1 was an aggravated sex offense, and 1 was synthetic marijuana. The programs that he's taken all occurred prior to those 2020 disciplinary reports. He did Living in Balance, which is the only substance abuse class I see that he's taken, and that was in 2019. But again, he got the synthetic marijuana in 2020. Anger management he also had in 2019. He had 2 fights after he was revoked in 2020. I think he needs more additional programming before he's released. I think a long-term substance abuse program would be good for him because he clearly has issues with that, as evidenced by that synthetic marijuana report. So for those reasons, at this time, we are opposed to his request.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Okay, Mr. Moten, your case has been assigned to me. I will be asking you the questions today. So how much drugs were y'all running?
I wouldn't say was that much. It was a larger it was a large amount at the time of apprehension. We was just young individuals with lack of guidance, just running wild.
Okay. Were you in the gang? I mean, you were running with your buddy? Huh?
No, sir. I wouldn't call us a gang.
Okay. Okay. And why did you lose 30 days good time? Was that because of one of your write-ups?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I saw you took lots of classes. What was your best class that you took?
Best class. It would have to be anger management and Malachi Dads.
Okay. Where are you planning on living if you get out?
With my uncle.
Okay, and where's that at?
That's in Metairie, Louisiana.
Is that gonna be around the same people you were hanging out with back then?
No, sir. It's a different part.
Okay. And as was stated, I mean, it looked like you were doing pretty good. And then in 2020, you got all those write-ups. What was going on at that time?
It was just a lot of mixed emotions from within myself, the pandemic. It was a lot.
How many times have you been on supervision with probation?
I never was on it.
You never was on it?
No, sir.
I thought that, Mr. Myers stated you got revoked.
Excuse me. I did. I was granted and I got revoked because of disciplinary infractions. Yes, sir. My apologies.
And what were those disciplinary actions? What did you done wrong to get revoked?
The fight, sex offense with
No,
indecent exposure.
I'm talking about when you got out on the street.
Oh, I never was released. I never was released. I never was released.
Okay, and how many years have you served on this sentence?
11 years and 5 months.
How much education do you have?
I have my high set.
Okay. I see that Ashland sign behind you. You taking some Ashland classes?
I had wanted to, but they had made a statement about how much time I had. So the class where I would be placed on the waiting list, it pretty much take forever. But I was interested.
And you're gonna have a job with Penske Trucking if you get out?
Yeah, my uncle's been there a couple of years, so he's pretty much made everything working in my favor.
And when you were arrested, did you run from the cops?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Were you driving or was somebody else driving?
I was driving, sir.
Yeah. All right, and they found you threw out drugs and a gun. Okay. I have no further questions. Does my colleagues have any questions?
I can see a note in your file that you were revoked on 9/6/13 for drug use and absconding. You don't remember nothing in 13 in September for getting a revocation?
No, sir. In 2013, that was the year I was arrested, November 18th. I never saw the streets ever again.
All right. He's on probation. Okay, Mr. Tillman?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, I'm gonna vote, first, since you were my case. Mr. Moulton, I think you headed down the right track, but with all of those disciplinaries in 2020, we need a longer period of you showing that you can remain disciplinary free. It's been a little over 3 years since your last one, well, 4 years. But I want to see a longer period of no disciplinary write-ups, and due to the serious nature of the charge, my vote today is to deny. Mr. Tills?
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
And Mr. Bauer?
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
Okay, good luck to you, man. Take a few more classes, especially drug classes.
Okay.
All right. We will be signing off at Claiborne Parish at 11:05.
It's all right, man.
I'm
Here.
all right. Yes, sir. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Don't worry about that.
From WL.
I don't think it's ready yet. Look, this isn't even on yet.
Okay, good morning. Today is 4/24/25. Parole board is being called back to order. My name is Pete Freeman. To my left is Mr. Tiller. What? They're not in?
They're in, they won't start. That's okay.
Can y'all hear me at Tangipahoa?
And start video.
Okay. All right, let's start again. Okay, the time is 11:15. The parole board is called back to order. My name is Pete Freeman. I'll be your acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillers. To my right is Mr. Barra. Would the staff at Tangipahoa please introduce yourself?
Just walked out.
Okay, that's okay then. Okay, Mr. Wilson, please state your name and DLC number.
Marlon Wilson, DLC number 441537.
Okay. Okay, Marlon, I'm gonna read some information to put into the record. If any of it you don't agree with, we'll talk it out and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Yes,
okay. Sir. Today you are a fourth class offender. Your parole date is 3/26/25. Your good time date is 3/26/26, and your full term date is 9/26/32. You're serving a 10-year sentence for possession with intent to distribute marijuana. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, tell me, why are you in prison? What did you do to get yourself in this situation, and why you think we should let you out today?
Well, I had a marijuana usage, and I guess as I was using it, I just decided to sell a little bit of it and made a bad choice. And no, I regret every bit of it.
Okay.
And sir.
No, I said okay. Keep going.
Well, I mean, as far as me getting out, I really think I've learned my lesson during this period of time. It's been a hard run this time. I lost my mother and my father during this period of time. I just lost my mom about 3 months ago. And I promised her I wouldn't never come back here and make this mistake again. So I really learned my lesson this time.
Okay. All right. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillers. Mr. Tillers, would you ask him any questions, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Tillers. I'm doing okay.
Good, good. So you use drugs a lot? You were using drugs a lot?
Yes, just marijuana.
Marijuana, and then you start selling it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What have you done since you've been incarcerated to better yourself? I mean, have you been taking any classes?
No, I have been working. I've been on work release for 2 years. I've been working for Cooper Marinery out in La Place, and it's giving me a better look at life. You know, it's giving me another opportunity. I learned a new trade. I wish I would have knew about that when I was a little younger. I probably would have been out there for about 30, 40 years now, but you know, I'm just glad for the opportunity that they gave me to go out there and work on the river. And it's been like a rehab to me. It's you know, I don't worry about any drugs, anything. I'm just trying to work hard and better myself and prepare myself for the world when I get back out there.
If you get released, where are you gonna work?
I'm gonna stay on with Cooper Marinery.
Sure.
Yes, I love it out there.
What's your work record there?
My work record?
Yeah, with them.
Oh, I got a good work record. They love me out there.
That's a good place to do drugs if you wanted to do them, isn't it?
It is, but it's not for me.
I'd like to see you take some classes. You don't think you if you had been doing drugs, if some classes would help and
I mean, it probably would, but I mean, I don't think I need classes for the drugs. I'm totally free of drugs. I don't have any relapses. I don't have any problems with, I don't have no problems with drugs or alcohol or anything, sir.
when you were selling drugs, did you have a job?
I was a barber.
You were, okay, what's your education? How far did you go in school?
I have 3 years of college.
3 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no more questions.
Myra, you have any questions?
When the police busted you, how much marijuana did you have?
I think like maybe 8 ounces of marijuana.
They're saying 1.7 pounds.
1 pound.
1.7 pounds, almost 2 pounds.
1.7 pounds.
What it says in the police.
I don't remember.
Right, obviously you don't. That was my only question.
Okay,
yes.
I'm gonna point something out to you, before we vote, Mr. Wilson. Now we have mandatory classes that you must take before you can get out. I don't know if they offer it at that jail. You gotta take pre-release and you have to take substance abuse. They're mandatory classes. If you took these mandatory classes, you would have already been out because you have no good time on your sentence and you can earn a year. But I imagine they probably don't have those classes there, correct?
No, well, I think they just started it. It's kind of slow here with the classes. I've been asking to try to get into a class way before I went out on the river and start working, but it's really hard getting them one here.
I got you. Okay, all right. Mr. Tillis, you ready to vote?
Yes, my vote today is going to be to grant with conditions that you complete those pre-release classes and drug classes.
All right.
I'm gonna concur with Mr. Tillis and add a special condition that you have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for the first year, or for the whole time.
Okay, my vote is to deny, because if you do your good time classes, you would be out. And since they're mandatory and with the proximity of your good time date, it's really just a wash. So my vote today is to deny. But you have 2 votes to grant, 1 to deny. Is he good? Okay, he's a deny. So you've been denied today, but realize you're getting out within a year. You've got to take these classes. So you can either just do your year and whatever, but you need to take, if you do the classes, you'll be out probably in 6 months. So that's hearing today. You've probably been denied.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Have a nice day.
Sign out at TANGIPAHOA at 11:23. Okay, the parole board is called back to order at 11:35. My name is Pete Freeman. I will be the acting chair. To my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra. With the staff at Riverbend, please identify yourself.
Name is Lieutenant Jonathan.
Okay. Lieutenant Jonathan, is there anything you want to tell us about Mr. Stroud?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Stroud, we're here today for your parole hearing. So state your name and DOC number for the record.
Michael Stroud, 105176.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, Mr. Stroud, I'm gonna read some information for the record. Offender class, you are a second offender. Your parole date was to be determined. Your adjusted good time date is 7/22/30. And your full term date is 4/9/2042. You have 29 years and 3 months and 16 days left on a charge for second-degree murder. And you had a probation technical violation. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Dow, tell us what you did to get yourself put in jail and why do you think we should try to let you out today?
Could you repeat that? What I did to?
Yeah, what crime did you commit? What got yourself put there? And then tell us why you think we should release you.
My charge was second-degree murder. I feel like I've done pretty much everything I could to rehabilitate myself in here with the programs that's available there. At this facility, I don't qualify for any kind of good time programs, but before I was originally paroled in 2013, I had taken several good time programs, some substance abuse, and I was also a tutor, a VOTEC tutor at Wynn Correctional Center. I would like really to, if it's possible for the board to parole me to like work release instead of straight back out. I would like to be able to show not only the board, but my family that these 6 years I've been locked up on this technical violation, as I've done a lot of thinking, and I would like for everybody to see that I'm serious about not doing any more time on this. I just, I'm fortunate that I still have my health, and I would like to, if I could, go out there and be some help to my family. I have really the only family I have left that does anything for me is my sister-in-law and her son, my nephew. And Shirley is, my sister-in-law is, she's now 80 years old, and she has a daughter with Alzheimer's, and I've discussed it with her coming out there and trying to be some help to her. She's really got her hands full with her age. My niece is, I guess, 62 or 63, and it's just in the last couple of years, this Alzheimer's popped up, and my sister-in-law really has her hands full.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Barra. Mr. Barra, would you lead us in questioning, please?
Yeah.
Mr. Barra's gonna ask you some questions.
Mr. Freeman had asked you about what you did to get in there, but you didn't really answer that question So I'm gonna help you out. I'm reading in the report and it says that you and co-defendants spoke to the victim at a truck stop and lined up to meet him down the road to sell him a gun, where y'all had planned to take his 18-wheeler, which was valued at over $120,000 at that time. And when the man got out of his truck, he went to talk to the other guy about the gun, and you shot him in the head. And y'all drug him in the bushes and took his truck home and sold it for parts. So that was really what happened back then. And then you got paroled on that charge. You got a sentence and you got paroled on that charge. And you violated that parole. What did you do to violate your parole in 2013? Why did that one get revoked?
I tested positive for illegal substances. There was actually 4 failed UAs, 2 for marijuana, 1 for amphetamines, and 1 for methamphetamines.
So you get paroled and then you get on drug and start, and you know you're gonna, if you get revoked, you're gonna back up all that time? Yeah. That was a good decision. If we would release you, where are you gonna live? Do you have a place lined up? If we don't send you to work relief?
Right now, my nephew says I can, I used his address in my residence plan, but he's been in touch with a friend of his who is a probation and parole agent, and they've looked into me going to a halfway house in Manny, Louisiana, Sabine Parish. I have Social Security retirement and a VA check that I can restart as soon as I get out. But that was one of the reasons I would like to go to a work release before I get out, where I would have a little money. I also have Medicare, Medicaid, and full VA medical assistance.
Understand. That's all the questions I had.
Kevin Stroud, I had a question. What substance abuse classes have you taken since you've been revoked?
Since I've been revoked, I've been unable to get into a class. Like I say, here at Riverbend, I don't qualify for any of the programs because of my charge. I've written to the Steve Hall program in Bossier Parish, and I wrote to the Francois Alternative Program in Concordia, but I never received any kind of response from either one of them. I know I have a problem, and when I did my pardon board package, I explained to the parole board that I would be more than willing to go to a program if I could get sent to one. And if not, if I was to make parole, I fully intend to enroll in an outpatient substance abuse out there. I know I have a problem. I know I need help with it. I've done this entire time. I haven't touched any kind of drugs since I've been locked back up. This place here really makes you stop and look at the stupidity of your bad choices, your bad decisions when you were out there. If you can't see after being here for 6 years that you threw your life away, and if you don't go out there and get some help, you're not going to stay out there again. And I'm at an age now where I don't know if I have any more time left in me for this this kind of stuff.
I have no further questions.
He's answered the questions.
Okay, the panel ready to vote? Mr. Barra?
Mr. Stroud, I'm gonna have to vote to deny your parole based on the law enforcement opposition from the judge, the DA, the sheriff, the attorney general, and that you've already been paroled once on this case and violated multiple times with drug treatment going on during that time. And that this was a cold-blooded killing to steal a man's truck. That's some serious stuff, sorry.
Okay.
I concur with Mr. Barra.
I also concur with Mr. Barra. So your parole's been denied today. I do recommend that we move him from Richland to a place where he can get substance abuse.
Thank
We're signing out at 11:46 from Riverbend Correctional, and that is it for the day.